Development in perspective under a progressive government.
A
look at some life-changing projects in the agriculture sector. An attempt to end over 50 years of struggle for the attainment of basic and major needs.
Nunto ntelnin solu ka timing for Casamas. Ngam si Jamal loss je sometime kanin solu sepuje
minan kay foray bila ali minan kay min keban chadel si wana jam min kebe e forasi.
The realities of the expansion project under the Barrow-led government through the Ministry of Agriculture. These people are enjoying something they've never had for over 50 years.
Suñu dundu yokuna, suñu am yokuna, tamet suñu yeb yokuna.
Isa salimite mama parce que non o budgeto elu yare mame.
Some strange and unusual movements, all to explore the realities about these projects.
Wow.
A whopping amount of cash has been spent by the government to change the lives and livelihoods.
The first one is almost $28 million project.
And now, to find out the realities, we explore the length and breadth of the country to directly interface with the beneficiaries. For over 50 years, there has been a cry for more investment in the agriculture sector. And with the development of mechanization and value chain production, the government continues to promote and support the farmers and communities greatly involved in agriculture with a series of projects.
Since I assumed office, we have quite a number of projects ranging from rice value chain projects. The first one is almost $28 million project, which is to address rice production in this country. It will provide some development because any rice production, the rice fields has to be developed to ensure that small-scale farmers have easy access to rice production. Then the other component also at least to add value, whereby farmers can also be supported to process their rice and to have a market for their rice. And this project is ongoing. It's in around URR and CRR.
This is an all-inclusive government that is trying to decentralize every form of agricultural practice.
We need to be self-sufficient in food production. So small ruminant project also will address production of small ruminant in this country. That one also is catering some small-scale farmers, because in rural area you have quite a number of small-scale farmers who venture into small ruminant production. So the project also will assist farmers in breeding and sheep fattening, and also there will be a component of matching grant whereby at least private people can have access to that. And they will be also supported with drinking points, because animal drinking points is a challenge in this country. So at least they will establish almost 20 of that in the country.
The focus in this value chain is mainly infrastructure, and of course inputs to the infrastructure. You'll find that the project, 59% of the project funds is on infrastructure development. 26% of it is on inputs, machinery, other consumables like fertilizer for rice or equipment, tractors, power tillers for the whole mechanization of the agriculture sector in terms of rice production. And of course, 15% on project management.
In line with the NDP, which was based on the government's manifesto when they came into power, the priority of the agriculture sector is food security, increase of production and productivity of the main cash crops and animal products. In line with that, we are also focusing on creating employment opportunities and income generation to reduce poverty in the country. We have been able to build and construct several gardens for women with drip irrigation, modern drip irrigation facilities, and we have also been able to do poultry for youth, whereby poultry houses are built and forced live chicks given, or basically day-old chicks, whereby people will be able to raise their own chicks for meat production.
Marantenda, a women-led group in Esau, in the North Bank region, benefited from a poultry farm through the Value Chain Development Project. This, the women said, greatly helped them in providing most of their needs.
Alhamdulillah, kat wotu mo fangon sapoko. Ning man sare kankang bila be jannu. Sate be jele anata tinya. Kabila tinya ta fo mo be fonyole mo teje dabang be nyolo mbar nata fili nyola. Bari biri nyin si se bungo fanan ko wulita. Nyolo ngo seita no to ko te ke mol ka futa nyola, nga nyolo nga nyomuta nga nyola ko muta. Nyin si se bungo e wulindi nyole.
Katunim benda jang alhamdulillah ninga si sewol fange witi ke wafi mbeka benjanne mbeka si janne to si sel witi ni do ko be kering yena nan be do ko ke si sel balwundi nga do morol dila nga fongol dila gele dila o be mu nyo kanone mbadi yani ya yalete.
Sabarkapo in the community of Sika in Openyumi also benefited from a ram fattening initiative from the Ministry of Agriculture. They started with 30 sheep, and the breeding has been successful.
Naji bimbe sirin siran kono alta ko la nyimbe ambalando kodolam. So kanyi jamba don tula mi fana kiri ala de mar fana tay ko kilo mo fana. Oto na fa ban to ngomi nyi to nyi ko to nyata bal fana soreji. Bari jamba de bota woro ne saba momin ka sando ye ale nyu don tula yalo mo na fa balit. So oto kamala to ngana fa mi jinje awata bakele
kandu nyi saji bungo makafolo avomi yalo ngata sa ala lo asara sangita ni fende. Par natagi bember na sembe do ko lambe ko bela par mamme sutno atol nata ma ko roke wala.
Here was the next stop, Jokadu Dasilame in Nyumi, where a differently abled association also benefited from a poultry farm. We were received by Salifu Bayo, the president of the association, and it was a must to observe the biosecurity measures, which Salifu said helps to prevent people from carrying disease into the poultry farm. A borehole tank that provides water in this place, a poultry house, and 1,000 chicks were provided for a start for Salif and his people, and since then it has been a steady progress as they sold over 3,000 layers and broilers, with over 300 still remaining in this last batch.
Be masakunda tantula mbala dugula alfina tantula mbenna londi tiol fine tantula kala kan because ntol mbete mum do wata milen tul kasada dano dama besta wala kan bantulla ni region kono jam bi alhamdulillah rabbil alamin sada dano ma fa mba banna de mbale ni kemele mun tan kono to talata le because nga ba keme fula solo projet goni asentulma nga julo solo projet go la asentulma nata boje na balo nya fene nga jube fa palen ka nga wo fana sodo jang projet goni ne ka se ntul la njurtol ma jang odo ning projet go anna fa wartan tul kam bake because atran tul be sirene bal sambulita lembe fenke kam man hal ni abla mudo koma fo ay koma kayele.
We are now moving across to the Central River region to see what the government have done for the people of that area in terms of agriculture. There have been several reports of agriculture value chain development projects, but the mission is to see things for ourselves and obtain first-hand information. A similar project under the Value Chain Development Project has been put up in Kauru Jane Kunda in the Central River region north.
Sato be kabo jam fo Senegal ibe kana jenne ya sang yeta ngaje dal nin sisol ye mul nafa bakele.
Ram fattening projects are in many communities, even in some remote settlements. Sare Alpha Ba and Sare Palantoro in the Central River region. Breeding animals is one project they benefited, and it greatly impacted their lives.
Allah addi kadi projet ko addi ɗo bohol pompe lobiraji ɗiɗi ɗum fof ko Allah he o projet ko guel wan min gonno min jotti joni min jeeyi ha to 12 aɗani kadi ɗum ko yettere Allah min belti no feewi te so Allah jaɓi ɓayri ko hi waɗan hoorema o projet ɗo ko yeeso tan o yata ɓaawo min kertata hen hay neɗɗo goto ko koye amen min mbaɗanta
ɗo tawno min ko e tampere o tawno min o itti min e tampere he kadi tamiɗen majji kono addani min kadi pinal e nder saare he
projet ɗo ko idi fof taw ko minen o idi safru yimɓe ɓe par ce que sa yilima Gambia ha fotti 1945 ha hande ko ñaani weli ngara alpha ɗo tan heddorno e yargol ndiyam poli so duloru waɗi leydi yahat to woynuto so ƴiwonde waɗi leydi yahat to woynuto kulle fof jahat toon ko ɗum min jarata duuɓi 15 ɓaawo anani hande projet ɗo itti min e muɗum nden ko minen o idi safru taw nayi amen ɗi ɗiniɗa ɗi mankani temeɗiɗi nagge ko woni ɗo weli ngara alpha ɗo anani so ɗi jarat ɗo so yawti ɗo seeɗa lewru ɗo wowturu ɗo ɓaawo yeeso ɗo seeɗa ko ɗi jahat kilométre ji 9 ɗi jaroya ɗi garta
añum projet to kan tel masato at ko banque ko ɗo ñin siyatata e tata fo wultan nan nin fe o ɓe laarin banque sa ñine tuta je sal ñelto
nata siyare dole sodo na sato to ale men ko men nafa men soto ñin projet to lo karolo nga saji kilim bondi je saji coton bayde dino la karolam ngofa sato be benta nga alqur'ano karan o fanan ka yirwana se sato kon yo ni nga ni nam fanan lafta alqur'an karan kelal ko do men be laari je jannim be saji dol sanna lafta do fanan bondi la jede nga baga sol do san men be kara alqur'an karan bundal yalo o be mu nafalati
projet ko gilaw arido miɗen min keɓi hen nafa kan no bede sabu si min keɓi haaju ko he dammi he min dewata eyyi dammi ɗi noon yeehi ɗi fuɗɗi ñawde ɗi maaya min jeeyi hen ɓe mbaɗi banque pour si min keɓoyi haaju min cooda ma si ɓoyoyi min cooda goɗɗine min ne'a eyyi ko ɗum woni e hamme amen projet ko min beltima hen tigui wonani min nafoore wonani min moƴƴere e saare he.
Every morning is back to business. There's always somewhere to visit, and we get set to journey into every nook and cranny. We arrived in NIANI BANI in Summit district. The Tesito group was also given 30 animals for a start, and since then, there has been steady progress.
Wafiro fana kono banna ngake banna la yanglete ayenda handi kata paso jo kata nyinin dulari to anatanda handi fana hanna tara munna songo be dasarin do manding karfula saban kono amari si songo sindi olbe la yangul soto ngadi la ko kedembul dahabati alhamdulillah o kono nata wafiroli ke nga ñaado ta soto jeele ñen sansan mo ali ñaabala wultandin fenketa janna griasolem sama kon le mu ñamoya be muta yo nga wo be soto ñun ko wala kon hani sayi e salimulu nati ñe e fara barniya konti e be sal ter la janne sa jama afele nga sansan soto o fana bembul sali ñi be gidila ando nin haajo sotota e sa ko ton nin wodu bijey dorom e saaje ko kafo dingunu aka ke ko so ko sono yatede ni ma ko do so be ngalon ko nyin karfaade ba sotolade etela haajo te nyala mbadi lelade wo mu yiri wa balete ani shukuro
projet to nyi entel na fa bakela na dimbal be projet to nyi biranata alhamdulillah kantel na fal yo projet ko nyi musu kafuge mele bije bari hani lahiyan say buka santulando ganna beyangol le sang nyobulu nga lahiya yo ni o tambita fanan ani ala jambando fanan kantel na fa bakele yo oto yala wo ku kende baleti yo porjeto nyim fanan ba tentula mba jayla bake kato niyaje banko be porjeto natla pour asimol nafa.
A truly developmental initiative by the government. This project covers all aspects of agriculture.
As the Minister of Agriculture, we want to ensure that youths participate in agriculture, because most of these youths, they are venturing into poultry production, horticultural crop production, and even value addition, which is key. And as a ministry, we want to ensure that they have easy access to matching grant. That's why most of these projects, they have a component of matching grant, whereby youths can tap it to venture into agribusiness, value addition, poultry production, horticultural crop production.
But the schemes, it's not only the money generated. Poultry schemes generate a lot of manure, which if you go to certain schemes, you'll find they are growing a lot of bananas in the areas, and that is also revenue for them. They also sell the manure. Some of them are staying near their community gardens, and then they will sell the manure. So there's a lot of direct and indirect benefits. It's also generating employment. A lot of places, when it belongs to a group of 50 people, all of them cannot work in the poultry house. So they employ 3-4 people, pay them salary, and then they take care of it. And of course, the impact goes beyond just revenue generation and income.
Even herders in villages like Sabi, Mampati and Sare Musa in Upper Fuladu East have their share of the development. These solar panels and a 40,000 litre water tank frequently pump water into the pond for the animals to drink. As you can see, a lot of cattle are drinking from this pond. This simply shows how vital this particular project has been for the people of this community, who said before they used to trek about 7 kilometers all the way to the southern part of Senegal in Casamance just to ensure their cattle have access to water. But with this project, all that has now become a thing of the past.
Mina nay amen bila forasi kay min kebidu nay amen min kebani en chadele nay amen injarandi am mojjam min tampani e nay amen minan kay foray bila ali minan kay min kebani chadele si wona jam min kebi e forasi
nun to tel nin solu kata min fo Casamance ngam ni si jamal los je sometime kanin solu sepuje sometime kat folana ni solu tinyaro keje ke kole akku jama sotonu je so ala nata wo be bota kabri ni projet nata je
to sengo cellal to I wodi rewbe be ganduno da tay sibe jehino nos ha Demba Kunda sibe ngari atawanno ko he boydi be jogata poliji so joni ben atawanno dumi be wada fel to nos be jahata no paske be mbawa ya ha ton be garta be joga kono jo be mbawa yaade ha ton be garta be joga tawa dum felnani be nosiji mabbe andi to sengo cellal to kadi e forage o walli men ton.
And then we have our share of the fresh milk from the people of Sare Musa. A massive transformation in rice production in the community of Sotuma Sambakoi. A new water pumping machine that has culverts connected to the River Gambia to supply water to the inlands for year-round rice farming.
In the rice sector, rice value chain, all the 5 sites are in Upper River region, targeting 333 hectares of land to be developed for rice production in 5 communities. And we have contracted contractors who develop the rice schemes. It's for pump irrigation. So you pump water from the river into concrete line canals into the rice fields. This is about the first time we have concrete line canals to convey the water to the rice fields because of the experience that there could be a lot of water loss through seepage.
We want to ensure that agriculture is transformed, modernized, and also to be a commercial sector. People will see agriculture as a business. That's why we are calling for the private people to come and join agriculture, to venture into agriculture. Because government alone cannot do it. But with their collaboration, I think agriculture can be improved.
6 communities are farming here with a lot of support from the government.
This is a massive drive towards food self-sufficiency. That is where the NDP comes into play, providing such projects for the people in this area to campaign against hunger in the country.
Projet bi indi na fi liggéey bu baax, indi na tarakita, am nañu machine bojjukaay, am nañu machine buy tutu, am nañu machine buy dog maaro, am nañu tamit machine buy bojju maaro, am nañu dañ dee am engrais, dañ dee am urée tamit yi daal matériel yëpp daal am nañ ko.
Tay on do ameden tampuno wonna no nyallal debbo beydo a heban ko bottida heban ko hirtida kono gila projet do ari dum ko alhamdulillah rabbil alamin projet do me yetti en ala mojja itani men tampere muradu mo
ni masingo anafa warta bake because ni trata masingo ni starta do cool dolbe do cool atilikandi ani samakan sama ni trata sama fana ni jiwo mankita si masingo ni mala kana fifingo balondi.
A rice milling machine is also part of the project. With this machine, the struggle of pounding is now history. As enshrined in the National Development Plan, this is a major campaign by the government to fight against food insecurity.
All schemes have tractors for tilling the land. All schemes have a number of power tillers for land leveling. All schemes have rice transplanters for transplanting rice. They have rice harvesters, threshers, and the milling plant. So all along the rice value chain, everything is mechanized. And that is what it is. For the poultry, we provided the poultry houses, 35 of them all over the country, but the majority, 15 are in URR. The other 20 is distributed among the other 5 regions, each having 4. For example, West Coast region, they have 4. North Bank, they have 4 schemes, like all others. And there we build all the infrastructure.
If you look into the National Development Plan, it's very important for the agriculture sector because without a policy document, you cannot implement what you want. That's why it's important to develop policies. So we have the National Development Plan, but we have our ANR policy, and we have our agricultural investment plan also. But all these policies, they are in line with the National Development Plan. So having that will guide us on what to do, so that at least our farmers can benefit from the government.
A similar water pumping machine for rice irrigation is installed in Kosemar village in Jimara constituency. At the moment, this 50 acres of rice field is benefiting 7 communities. There has been other projects here before, but this one stands unique.
Previous projects and these ones are different in the sense that we have many benefits from the project. Benefits like they brought us 1 tractor, 3 power tillers, 4 threshers, 1 ripper, 2 rice planters, 400 bags of compound, and 400 bags of urea. So that's why it's a special program from other projects.
I'm all murundi nankende kelefam. Janketa example ole tite. Bare sa mo wilwilo mi bebe koma sa bebe parere impuru kana ka dokuki. Kato nyim projet o birintele faro nyi mamba man han over. Bare birintele intel ko yembala nga nyi domandi jibeje. Min make wol felenti bi ni mesata. Projet o nyi mo wilwili be koma min yalon ko bi sa la fitay hakkilo muruta nan seno kam bake.
We followed the development to every constituent, to every area, and in every village. In Alulai village in CRR South, there is another government support poultry scheme. Of all the poultry farms we visited, this one stands out. With over 800 chicks and broilers in separate blocks and 250 layers, this man said, since the coming of this project, they have sold out about 6 batches of birds.
koom-koom rek la indi ci réew mi waxuma dëkk bi koom-koom la indi ci tund wi tout projet bi moom koom-koom la fi indi surtout buñ ne xew am na parce que gàmmo bi passé jaay naa fii benn bis bi daanaka 200 ganaar 200 ganaar benn bis bi jaay naa ko fii ci gàmmo bi rek su weeru koor ñëwee itam noonu la tam xarit su ñëwee noonu la événement yooyu daal moom su ñëwee dafay fekk suma poultry bi mu ngi fees tepp waaye gars yi dañ ko jënd ba mu jeex tàkk.
suñ xamee xaalis ba jaay dañuy xoowante ñu dëkk bi yëpp ñu ñëw suñ ñëwee ñun ñu bokk ci compagnie bi yëpp ñu ñëw ñu seen ñu compté xaalis bi suñ ko compté léegi ñu jox ko président ak góor bi Samba su ko defee ñu ne ko léegi nañ génne li nga xam ne moom la ñuy jëndee ginaar yi ak li ñuy jëndee lekk bi.
From the Central River region, we drove through the commercial city of Jarasoma in the Lower River region, where a meat-stall structure was put up by the government. But meat vendors say they need additional facilities before they can start using the place.
ya hani o ko ya dina sa chabol dina prunga sa wonje bar bu ngoni ngait ndo kon sa fen le min manke taje because courant man taraje jiyo man taraje do ko baka fono ko so ngono fo nu wona taje wato min to wonda ala ki joga me sa wonna jela ngay mo tala jiyo mu ranin na firjol ko su ma ngi ya nyum firjol de so nim courant taje ya ni su bo taje biya la dara mbakel da min to so na be je nga kanya do nyawe tinyal adu mbadi le mo nyana kala nyanta mar la maranyal mi yalan ko dimmi ay sini sa me salaf no yaay la ko do bondi asan so courant la wono
Another poultry scheme in Jenier in Kiang East has been referred to as a life-changing drive.
But you can't get a balti, but I find do a making ngoten to ba ngal ten to ba because you call a ninki me bilanka in Safolo 95 for Bevan can. Ya instead bank and dingul topato jelen can a balul topato je, can a moya ko topato je, naka fola kudo belare, na profit.
There are about 200 chickens in this small house initiated by the man himself. Our journey ends in the West Coast region, where we made our first stop in Kampan village in Foni to visit the dripping irrigation project for women gardeners.
Na vai project we jajak fanfag. Kat wan ware mu yuen, tanja obe no kasaga mu yuen. Di wana otum bero ke di dripe. Ke yuena kole wan ngole mu yuen di wan dripe ngole me yuen al tu do jupoyrit bar dripe pour ngole no rok jup banja yo pene ngole ne yuen yo nafa folo nafa yo ko yoydu jembande po tu yo po yo ko ne di dripe bagit mambu do leb aw be kandi tanke katen jembande me jembandi yo tu nafa e fejit
kato hanni tamata yibondiral biyane satara ya jibo sa memu ila do koti kuifo anin kawulindi wole la do ko to mun nafa balti an nafa en tol nafa len tol way nafa katum bi janne ni tamata ila dulal be sinandi ni bi jang ila dulal be sinandi yulu sabatije.
The exploration ends with a visit to the live bird market in the center of the Bukama market and a poultry scheme in Sanyam village, owned and managed by the Combo Poultry Association.
Kabiri non andu commencé kanomena silo jaade babaji wadi simit kabala ndiko nyen ñom kanomena silo la starté bare isa sa limité mom parce que non o budgeto elo yarere mame budget elo kaju men se kala ngasket e cham emité jojaat woni ni kewal fawle ka sulo kaju men mi projeté ko jumen jumer kaju men kanu man jone kabaje nafa ko kati beru uli ber bu kanak burom ano sana jarata na kontan akili anano kenu jaat a kontan
momo dibe nyin ka fole ko suse keme woro be nyami momo ka asambe ya wafije ye subo soto do so nyandi wole mon min fana ya ko sulata poultry susel e ka oden tol bulo konol oto wayata nin tol lal ko ka poultry do kundi ay na fa sotol because ay molla fankol la fa ay molla kuningo la fa andu ay mol fana wakilindi ka fukola.
This was truly an epic journey and a unique experience that allowed us to explore the progress registered under the agriculture sector under the borough-led government. From the poultry farms to the cattle drinking facilities, the rice irrigation projects and food security, all geared towards achieving the national development goals. If the government continues to spend wisely in the sector, importation of rice and chickens could become a thing of the past.
Gambia imports nearly 87% of the rice consumed. And the only way to minimize or to contribute to reducing that is to have schemes like that. Rice schemes, we aim to produce rice twice a year through pump irrigation, dry season and rainy season. What you saw is rainy season production. We hope that 333 hectares producing 9 tons per hectare per year is 9 times 333 tons per year only from that scheme. But the scheme, as it is designed, as it is being implemented, will generate food, it would generate income, it would generate employment for the people.
In this endeavor, we have been able to meet most of the targets that we set up in the NDP for increasing poultry meat production, for increasing egg production, and also for vegetable gardening. Some of the challenges that we had, in fact, because of these developments was that, for example, in the vegetable farms, the production is so much that now the main demand or the main request from the farmers is storage, which we are also embarking on now. The Roots project has come up with plans on the NEMA, which they will continue to build storage facilities all across the country. And with the FAO, also the ministry is planning to build as many as 10 to 15 storage facilities around the country.
As a ministry, we want to ensure that in the next 5 years we are self-sufficient in food production. In fact, a few months ago we even developed this food system summit dialogue. We have a pathway on that. That one is addressing the SDG 2030, and that one also has a lot of milestones whereby it's going to improve agricultural crop production. The COP26 is on because we need to present a paper on it for the food system summit pathway. So all those ones geared towards improving agriculture in this country. And not only that, we are expecting more projects to come to ensure that our government effort can be complemented.
Thank you.